This is John Cena. I just wanted to send you a congratulations on your podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. Because indeed they do. Thoughts are important. I mean, what would we do without them? And how can they not count anywhere? I just wonder, is there a place that thoughts don't count? I can't think of one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much, congratulations, and good luck on the podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because they do.
Wow. There's so much I want to say right now. There's so much I want to say, but I will digress.
I will have it under control in just a few minutes.
Oh my God, there's so much I want to retort to his comment coming back. Anyway, do it.
How long is my Chiefs rant today?
I'll give you as much time as you want.
Oh, brother.
All right. Hey, listen, we'd be remiss if we didn't share this from our good friend Scott Hosey over at Power Play Sports. You know, of course, it is that time of year. You can buy my book, Let My Voice Speak to You, to give us a gift. That would be great. My story, we'll talk about that more on my show, Aaron's Hour, at the top of the hour, at the 12 o'clock hour. But Power Play Sports, buy one item, get the second item 50% off. Second item must be of equal or lesser value. It does exclude the trading cards, but this offer is valid through December 12th, so you have a week to act on it. Of course, Power Play Sports is located at the Boulevard Mall, 3528 South Maryland Parkway, of course, on the backside of the building, back by the movie theater, Poor Boy Comics over there. Large selection of autographed photos, NFL, NHL, NBA, MLB, and pro wrestling. Of course, you can check them out on Facebook, Power Play Sports Collectibles. You can also call them 702-459-7528, or you can email the store at sales@powerplaysportscards.com. And if you do, hey, go in and tell them you heard about it here on Thoughts Count Anywhere. After all, we love Scott. Scott is one of the founding fathers of our show. And we love Scott for his support, and we will do anything and everything that we can to support him. Okay.
And if I remember right,
yes, sir.
The 17th through the 19th, there will be a card show at the Boulevard Mall.
All right.
So if you go down to the card show, stop in Power Play Sports and Collectibles because the chief said so.
There you go.
You can go buy a Killer Cross photo and get a Tessa Blanchard for half off. I don't see a downside to any of this.
There you go.
I don't either, brother.
No, that's a good deal. All right. As we get ready to fire up the band for the Chiefs rant, I will just mention this, and we want to thank Bruise Brothers live from fabulous Las Vegas. Wrestling memorabilia and collectibles, which also this is a nice segue into the rant. Every Sunday at 2 p.m. exclusively on the Top Rope Collectibles Facebook group page. If you don't know how to find it or if it's not already saved, simply search Top Rope Collectibles in the search bar on Facebook. That's Bruise Brothers live every Sunday at 2 p.m. Nick and Thomas, we thank you for supporting our show by supporting the Chiefs rant, and here it comes.
Good morning, everybody. This is the Chief. My 3 minutes of fame is now 2 minutes and 58 seconds. Anyway, as you can see, and we alluded to earlier, we have some memorabilia up on the dais today with us. A couple Hulk Hogan Hall of Fame over there. The picture in the middle of Kevin Nash and the ringmasters of Hulk Hogan here. All memorabilia that's been purchased and paid for. I'm not going to mention names, but we have some very, very creditable friends that sell merchandise. Top Rope Collectibles, Joshua and Friends, Bruise Brothers, who sponsor me, all sell reputable, very, very reputable material. And then I go on this week and I see on one of our friends' pages where a guy stiffed him, bid on stuff, supposedly purchased it, and then when the time comes, he's messaged and doesn't answer. So, in retrospect, what our friends thought their items were sold, well, they're not sold because of some jabroni who decided, well, he's going to bid on stuff, but he's not going to pay for it. Where somebody else was bidding on it also possibly and couldn't get it because this guy bid on it and won it. You know, that's a bunch of bullshit. Sorry, I've got a lot of material and a lot of collectibles at my home that I've bought and paid for because it's the right thing to do. It's the stand-up thing to do. It's when a no good, I won't use that. It's when a person has no credibility and does what he does and wrecks it for everybody else. So my thought is when stuff like this happens, you blackball them. You send it out to everybody who has a page, who sells material. They have the name of the individual. If he shows up or she shows up, well, you know what? Blackball them, block them. That way they can't wreck it for the rest of us. And to my friends that this happened to, I feel for you, as I'm sure we all do here on the show today. That's the Chiefs rant. Other than we are up on Facebook now. We had, due to technicalities, we were off, but we were live on radio, which, hey, anybody can laugh. Radio's the way to go, and it always has been. I started it.
Ha!
Speaking of radio.
That's the Chiefs rant today. Over and out.
Speaking of radio, I got a wild story to tell you guys
Hey, you know
after
what?
this.
I didn't ask you. Do you have a story today? I'm sorry.
Oh, I got a couple of them.
Damn.
Can I do the?
I'm
let me do the. Let me
slipping.
do the close on the segment.
I'm
first.
sorry.
Go for it.
All right, that's what they paid for it. So, the Chiefs rant was brought to you by Bruise Brothers live from fabulous Las Vegas. Wrestling memorabilia and collectibles show every Sunday, 2 p.m. on the Top Rope Collectibles Facebook page. All you have to do is search Top Rope Collectibles on Facebook in the search bar. That's every Sunday at 2 p.m. Right on Facebook, and that's Nicholas and Thomas are good friends. And by the way, if you've never met Thomas, come down to Firehouse Subs because he has messaged me in the chat room that he will for sure be with us at Firehouse Subs this Tuesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Located where?
5905 Southeastern Avenue, Suite 109. Be there because the Chief said so.
I want to.
Special guest Remy Marcel.
There you go. I want to continue the discussion on what your rant was about because I think there's a lot more than people don't realize. But I'm interested in hearing your stories first because I think some stories are good right now, especially around the holiday season.
The first one, I got two of them quickly.
Jingle bells, jingle bells.
But there was a guy like passed out in front of our tattoo shop. And I like tried to wake him up, and he's like, "I need to go to the hospital. I need to go detox." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I got like checked his vitals, make sure he was all right. And then he kept trying to get up, put him back down on the ground. He's like, "I need help. I need to get sober, blah, blah." And I was like, "All right, we'll get you medical." I call 911, get hold of medical. He's like, "I need one more hit." And all of a sudden he pulls a meth pipe out of his pocket. And I was like, okay, no. And I was like, so I grabbed it from him and I set it on the ground. And I was like, "Do you really want to get sober?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Crush it."
Oh, good for you.
Right on.
It was
brother.
like watching his soul leave his body when that glass broke. And then medical shows up and he quickly pulls out like a gigantic Budweiser
Oh my
thing. So I snatched that from him. So he hated me.
Oh man.
Probably
And then
saved
later-
his life though.
Yeah, probably.
Well,
and
at
then
the,
later
at
that
the
night,
moment at least.
I was at Heart Attack Grill, like watching the door, and his bum comes in, and I'm like, "Can I help you?" And he just starts swinging at me, and he runs out the door, and I was like, "Ooh, you're not gonna like me." And I go running after him, and he may have had an accidental fall on the way to the security
Oh.
office.
Gotcha.
Then he got arrested.
the ground reached up and grabbed him. Is that what happened?
Yeah,
Right on.
he had
Right
a bad
on.
accident, and then he ended up in a jail cell.
Jeez.
A slip and slide, eh?
There you go. Stories from the dark side.
I don't know how we hit like every wall on the way down, but
Just happens. I want
for legal reasons, that was a joke.
That's right. We changed the name to protect the innocent. I want to go back to Chief's rant for a second.
Yes, sir.
Because what you talked about is so important on so many levels. Okay. Anybody who's following all of this stuff on Facebook shouldn't be surprised or should probably know who the sellers
safe,
are.
Brett.
Who the sellers are that we're talking about, because we talk about them a lot here and they've supported us. But listen, I when you make bids on stuff, it's like when I'm out and we're out talking to people about becoming advertisers on our show.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Part of our arrangement is that a payment needs to be made in advance before that following month starts, because that airtime we've secured and reserved for them. That if there isn't an accountability factor by spending some coin on it, then there's no reason for them to continue.
Which our sponsors do.
Which they do. God bless them.
fantastically.
Yes, Sin City, Sublimation. We thank you, Firehouse Subs, Bruise Brothers. Everybody that's been involved.
Garth.
But my point, Garth. But my point is this: we do that for a reason, because if we don't take payment, and now they're supposed to start on the first of a month, and all of a sudden they're not running a commercial, they change their mind, we're left holding a bag of empty air. And so I could have taken that time and resold it to somebody else. So how does that equate to what you're talking about? These items that this individual purchased or reserved to purchase for however long that our friends have been chasing this jabroni, which was a great word to kind of encompass everything.
Thank you.
Those are items that these folks could have resold already over this amount of time, instead of having inventory sitting, getting stale, so to speak. Although collectibles don't necessarily get stale unless it's the wrong piece. So my point is you are costing these people money. And at this time of year, with the year that we've had with COVID, businesses cannot afford to have jabronis offer to buy product and services and then not pay for them. So as Chief alluded to, the items here are on the table are items that I personally purchased from, and you don't think there'd be any reason if I mention the company, can I?
Top Rope Collectibles.
There you go. From our friends at Top Rope Collectibles. You make a commitment. These gentlemen have purchased these items as part of their inventory and are reselling it as their business. Scott does that at Power Play. You mentioned a couple of other companies and connections. Matt's done it. We all sell items online somewhere, and the damage that this is doing to these companies by holding back money or making these commitments, unless this jabroni was purposely doing it as a competitor to Top Rope Collectibles, well, shame on him. And the folks at Top Rope Collectibles did take a screenshot of the individual. I will not reshare it. You can go to Top Rope Collectibles and you can find out the name, doing exactly what you suggested. He blasted everybody in the Top Rope Collectibles group to keep an eye out for this individual. So
Y'all are too nice.
That,
I've been looking on Top Rope Collectibles for this dude's name to call him out, because I don't care.
if you want to do it, that's okay. I
love you, but no.
That's listen. If it
I'll
happens,
tag him too.
if it happens to slip out, so be
Do
it.
that one.
But be that as it may, we have to take into consideration that we are hurting somebody's business when we do stuff like this. Now, this is an exception to the rule, this individual, but as you alluded to in your comments, it takes one bad apple to screw it up for everybody.
Can I interrupt?
Yeah.
Will and Ben and Scott, Joshua and Friends, and Nicholas and Thomas, all stand-up fellas. And why some jabroni would do something like this to any of these people is beyond me. Maybe I'm naive on some things. I kind of doubt it, but I could be. But I'm going to tell you what. If I ever saw this guy face to face, I know what the hell I would do to him. And I'll just leave it at that.
It sets a terrible taste in everybody's mouth who is a buyer, who is a seller. Because listen, what happened to Top Rope Collectibles is not the first time it's happened to anybody. It's not going to be the last time. There are assholes out there to do stuff like this on purpose for whatever reason. And it's unfortunate because it hurts the business. And at this time of year, more importantly, this time of year, for whatever the reason, gets heightened in terms of its importance for business.
Yes.
But there's 365 days of the year where doing business is important.
Yes.
Small businesses, big businesses, medium businesses, shows like ours where we talk to people about sponsoring. This is business. People who need a studio and reach out to Aaron here. This is a business that we're all involved with. And what people don't realize is when you make commitments and then back out, it hurts the business and puts egg on your face for backing out of the commitment. Not the seller. They feel bad and uncomfortable, and it takes money out of their pocket. But you who backed off your commitment in any business that it happens to, it's egg on your face because bad news spreads faster than good news, doesn't it?
Yes.
Oh,
Unfortunately. That's why you don't hear about too many cats being saved in trees on news reports because it doesn't sell. Anyway, enough of that. We're here to support these guys and those that, as you said, Chief, they're reputable, they're good guys. Any of these companies that we're involved with, we know them and we want to support them to the best of our abilities.
If I put my word out and say they're reputable, believe me, folks, they're freaking reputable. And that is the bottom line. Because if they weren't reputable, I wouldn't deal with them.
You know what? And it's I got to be honest with you. I'm glad you said that.
Damn, this pissed me off.
I'm so glad you said that because I do a lot of online commerce for a lot of different reasons. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And I got to be honest, I didn't know the guys from TRC.
Yes, sir.
But you talked about them. You knew them. We had them on the show. We did a
Yes.
live auction with them on the show, and I had an opportunity to get to know them. And so that gave me an opportunity on your guys' recommendation and reputation. Say, you know what? Let me check into what they do online. And that gave me the impetus to feel. Now, there's also one piece up here that I purchased that's not here because we use it as a item at one of our Firehouse subs. It was the signed picture of Kamala that I bought from these guys
Yes.
purposely to give away as a raffle item.
Yes.
Okay? So that's why I got involved with these guys. Thomas and Nick, I know these guys. I would have no problem. But you're right. That reputation, credibility is very important when you're looking at doing something in the word of others is very important. Okay.
What you gonna do?
That's
when
right.
Hulkamania and the largest arms in the world run wild on you.
That's right, doggone it. And, we want to thank everybody in the chat room.
That's probably the time I nerded out the hardest ever in my life.
Was what?
I was in line to meet Hulk Hogan at the licensing expo. And he was walking by with security in line. I had my Hulk Hogan shirt on. He was like, "Nice shirt, brother." I was like,
He's talking to
"Holy
me.
crap!"
He's talking to me.
Hey, the name today, Don Leo Jonathan.
William Hudson is in the chat room, and I'll just share his post. And no idea what it means to hear you guys take time to even mention it. Really appreciate it beyond words. So, yeah, we support you. I have not met these guys in person, but I feel like I know them. They helped us with Garth's cause as well.
Yep.
Definitely consider them friends, and we
Yep.
support friends. We support people within the community that do right by others, and that's
Oh
what's
yeah, I
important
try to
us.
share their posts all the time. They always have
Absolutely.
like really good deals on really cool stuff. So
Although
can't go wrong.
Although I'd like to get some insider trading information. When good pieces come around, I'd like to know about it before they go live. Maybe buy it beforehand?
No.
Is that legal?
No.
No? All right. Well, William, text me. Anyway,
Hey, Will, I just want to say this real quick. You post things, or Ben posts things, or Nick and Thomas or Scott of people like this, I'll keep blasting them on this show because it's bullshit.
Is it really blasting him if we don't name names?
well, they named
Like,
it in
hey
the chat
guy,
room.
don't buy stuff.
No.
I'm all about being an asshole.
T-
I don't care.
TRC did put a screenshot in their group page. So the name is out there. Chief, there's a message there from Aaron. for
What
you.
was the wrestler's name again? Don, D-O-N, Leo, L-E-O, Jonathan.
There you go. It'll probably come up in black and white.
I was gonna say it's probably a third black and white picture.
All right, let's get into some topics before we go to our next break.
Hey, it's like doing radio.
That's right. Okay.
Go ahead.
There's so much on the WWE report. The first one really kind of is intriguing. Becky Lynch has been.
Yeah, I saw her post something like that, and I was like, damn, that's... I had to think about it for a minute, and I was like, yeah, she has been champion since.
So a year and a half.
Yeah.
approximately.
Well, she was pregnant during part of that,
Well,
but
yeah.
But in terms of
Still.
500 days, though, yeah, that's about a year and a half worth of time on the air as a champion. But of
even
course,
then, it's like, yeah.
that's an incredible piece of information.
Yes, it is.
That's absolutely crazy. Liv Morgan gets her championship shot this Monday against Becky Lynch.
As much as I'd love Liv to win, I don't see it happening, but
Is
you
this
actually hear me lose my shit if Liv wins?
is this a one-time push for her? Because I have a funny feeling she's getting this push, and then she'll probably lose, and then she'll fall back and have to fight her way back again. And I hate when they do that. Like they did it to Cesaro.
Is she going to possibly be let go?
God.
I hope not.
I hope not either, but stranger things have happened.
With all the people they've released, there's like a list in my head of people that I don't want to see, but I can see it happening.
80-some people have been released this year.
100, almost 200 since last year.
Yes.
Wrestlers and staffers.
Yes.
That's wild.
It's crazy. You got enough people there that you can start your own company if you wanted to,
Yeah.
right?
Let's start a really good company, too.
Yeah.
Beth Phoenix announces that she's leaving NXT after War Games to spend more time with her family. Oh, there you go, Chief. It's not
That's-
even in black and white.
That's my man.
Wow, look at those sideburns.
Mutton chops.
Wow. Give the background on him.
6'9", 335 pounds. Started up in the Canada area, came down into AWA with Vern Gagne. Then he went on to WWE, became champion WWE. Had some classic battles with Bruno Sammartino and Pedro Morales. Just a good wrestler. Tough guy, too.
It looks like a damn wall.
A tough guy.
What did you say? He was 6'9"?
6'9".
Holy crap. At that time, though, the big guys were not like that, other than him and Andre, probably.
His tag team partner was Killer Kowalski.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Okay, so that tells you right there.
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
heck of a combo.
Looks like he's built like the Kool-Aid man. Big.
WWE launches an NIL program that will provide a clear pathway for collegiate athletes straight to WWE. Why not? I mean, they're doing it in football, so why should WWE be any different?
True. I think they need to go more for the
I think they
independent wrestlers that have like experience in doing what they do, but they just want to like home grow everybody that doesn't have any experience outside WWE, so they think they own them. Basically,
I think they need to leave the college athletes alone.
That I agree with.
Because Vince sure as hell couldn't run a football league, so leave it alone.
Oh, anyway, getting back to Beth, because I realized I mentioned it and then we didn't talk about it. Now, we saw the return of Miz and Maurice this past week with Edge. She's saying she wants to leave NXT to spend time with the family, but there's been rumors for a handful of months, maybe close to a year, that she'd been thinking about maybe getting back into the ring, especially when she appeared in that one-off with Natalya in the tag match or whatever it was. Is this really being set up for her to come back to the main roster to have an intergender tag match set up?
I heard one more match. That's what I heard, one more match. And you know what? Looking at her, she looks to be, and I'm sure she is, she looks to be in shape.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think, you knock the ring rust off.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a month, and she'll be good to go.
Day one?
And rock and roll.
Day one pay-per-view, maybe?
Yeah.
I think Beth would be good to go, but Maurice had between the two kids. I wonder
Yeah.
if she's in ring shape or not.
Well, this was not a one-off appearance for her either, apparently. So she'll be around for a while. So it's possible that she's maybe at the Performance Center or because, listen, Miz was doing Dancing with the Stars, so he certainly wasn't wrestling as well for that length of time. So I'm sure both of them have to get some rust off.
So they released Ember Moon and all these people to bring Maurice back, essentially.
There you go.
That's
No.
Go
Go ahead.
insane.
Say what you really want. Say what you really feel. Don't hold back.
The Rock gave his Mount Rushmore of wrestling as Hulk Hogan, Steve Austin, Ric Flair, and a three-way tie for the fourth spot between Undertaker, Pat Patterson, and Jackie Fargo.
Jackie Fargo. No, hands down, Jackie Fargo.
Okay.
Hands down. Go back and look at him. That is the man that ran the Southern Territory for years. He's the one that brought Jerry Lawler in.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Nice.
Hands down, in my opinion.
702-329-6947. Press the 1 to come right into the studio, chat with us about any of our topics or any thoughts you have about the world of pro wrestling. We'd love to hear from you. Now, another Mount Rushmore question was thrown at The Undertaker by Kevin Hart on his show. Undertaker said, Andre, Stone Cold, The Rock, and HBK.
Repeat that again.
Undertaker's Mount Rushmore, Andre, Stone Cold, The Rock, and HBK. Three of the guys from his era,
Yeah.
right? But
I
he's
think
also
Stone Cold and The Rock are almost on everybody's.
He's entitled to that.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen,
entitled to
and he's a
you
historian
know
of wrestling. It's not like he doesn't know the previous wrestlers.
That's for good wrestlers.
Yeah.
I'm not going to dispute that. I don't agree with it, but
right.
It's okay.
That's all right. Young Rock has been renewed for a second season and will focus on his time in Memphis and his first year in WWE. I kind of enjoyed the first season. I liked some of the behind the scenes storytelling.
Yeah.
I thought the actors who played the former wrestlers were fun to watch, trying to emulate these roles, these characters. I don't know if you guys watched it, but I thought it was an entertaining show.
See, if you go back and you look, okay, and I'm going to be honest, you go back, you'll see a young Undertaker down in the Memphis area. You'll see a young Rock down in the Memphis area.
Right on.
And who were they working with? Jerry Lawler.
Yep, absolutely. Lot to happen there.
They said on the casting thing they have to cast Undertaker, Triple H.
Right.
I think there was Harvey Wimpleman.
Jeez.
Brooklyn Brawler.
How
And
about
a couple
Kurt
other
I was
ones.
going to say about Kurt Angle.
He wasn't there like his first year.
Well, that's true.
That's when he was Rocky Maivia.
Yeah, that's right.
This is going to be down in the Memphis area.
The season's going to focus on the Memphis part and then this first year in WWE.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I could see Harvey Whippleman being down. You know, he was down in the Memphis area before he got.
Because The Rock lived with
the
Harvey Wimpleman, like, in Memphis.
Yeah, before he went to WWE. So
And he bought that car from the crackhead with the crackhead still in it.
I'm surprised they're not going to bring the announcers in from Memphis area. Interesting.
Who knows? They could if they get permission, they can use the original voiceovers on the matches.
Mr. Lance Russell and Dave Brown.
Yeah, they could do that. Thoughts on the Edge Miz promo bringing up AEW? There's been a lot of talk, a lot of references made to released wrestlers in these promotions that a lot of these, both shows are doing back and forth. I mean, is it really a shot over the bow that they brought up AEW? I mean, in their promo?
Not really, but
did it do anything for the promo?
WWE is always trying to say like how they don't think AEW is like competition, but if you're starting to bring them up in promos and stuff, they got to be on your radar in some way, shape, or form.
Well, didn't Punk bring WWE up a couple times already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been bringing each other up quite often now.
So they're bow shotting each other.
Exactly. And then, of course, rumor that I read over the last couple of days, Tony Khan has been buying up tickets at his events, making it look like ticket sales are high when he's actually buying up the tickets for the events.
Bullshit.
But who knows? Who knows? Randy Orton, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. He made history not only at the pay-per-view, surpassing Kane, but that following Monday, he now holds the title for most matches in Raw history. But another record that went into the Guinness World Record book was Natalya. Natalya had 64 pay-per-view matches or something with the pay-per-views more than any other woman in WWE history. So both Natalya and Randy Orton, Guinness Book of World Records for both of those two individuals for their lengthy career with WWE.
Nice.
Let's see. What can we do here? Mandy Rose says she feels more respected when asked about her recent run on NXT. Interesting.
I can see that. She's not like the hubcap she
Used to be.
used to be. Now she did like a total 180. It used
Absolutely.
to be like, who's the hot blonde coming to the ring?
Absolutely.
Ooh, that was awful. To, oh crap, Mandy Rose is on. Let's see what she's about to do.
All right. Absolutely.
Really?
She's good now.
Really?
What's wrong with this woman, Mr. Women's Wrestling?
Really?
Really what?
I don't know. I'm just busting you this time. Ha!
That's old news.
No, you know what? I'm very impressed with her and the storylines that they're actually giving her.
Yeah.
Or she's, helping with.
True.
I think it's well deserved, and I hope she gets another push. Could she be the one that replaces Becky or Charlotte someday? Possibly.
Good.
And speaking of Charlotte, I heard her and what's his name?
Andrade.
They broke up or something.
Yeah, that
So
happened about a week ago, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Charlotte, we got a single guy here on the, sitting next to me. Hey, maybe what
Are they
can I
reporting
say?
what the reasons were that they separated? Was it the stress of two different companies? I mean,
I don't know.
You
I
know
didn't
what?
hear anything at all.
If they broke up, it's personal, and I don't care.
you're right. Just curiosity. That's all. Because here we were not too long ago. They took a picture with Rick when he was there at AEW's event, and it just seemed awfully sudden.
What would our
I thought it was a strange couple anyway.
what
but-
would our speculation be? Probably, traveling separate from each other.
Yeah.
That's it's hard.
I know this will break Matt's heart, but Nia Jax went on Instagram and says she may never wrestle again.
What's like the hubcap version of a monster truck? That's what she is.
There you go. She's
It's
now
horrible.
she's now
Stay
referring-
away from the goddamn ring.
she's now referring to herself under her real name now on
Horrible.
social media. So
I don't disagree with you, but the one thing I'm glad to say is I'm glad to see WWE gave a bigger woman a chance at professional wrestling. I applaud them for that.
oh sure.
Okay, and I'm getting personal now. I'm not. It's not the wrestling. I'm glad to see that they gave a larger woman the chance to wrestle.
It didn't work out very well either.
I'll leave it at that.
Well, they are, for the most part, they are an equal opportunity wrestling company because now you have Doudrop, who's really kind of taken her place.
What's her real name?
Piper Niven.
Piper Niven in NXT UK. I don't know what her actual name
But Piper
is.
Niven was her wrestling name. All right, two last topics and comments before we go to our break as hour number one is winding down. After the Raw main event this week, Seth Rollins versus Big E championship match at day one is now turned into a triple threat with Kevin Owens now being added to that match.
So he beat Big E, huh?
Yep.
I think it's going to be a good match.
It'll be a good match. I wonder if this is like their attempted a push to try to keep Kevin Owens in WWE because his contract's almost up and
That's the first thought I had.
everybody thinks his shirts are going to be on Pro Wrestling Tees and he's going to be all elite pretty soon. So we shall see.
I totally agree with that thought with you, Matt. That's the first thing I was thinking about, as you mentioned. Then, of course, at day one, which is January 1st, Brock Lesnar will take on Roman Reigns as Roman defeated Sami Zayn last night in about 3 seconds after Brock Lesnar took care of Sami Zayn with a few F5s and suplexes prior to their match. So not surprised by this main event.
Was it part 50?
What's exactly.
WWE superstar Kevin Owens' contract reportedly expires January 2022.
All right, there you have it.
So could they put the belt on him at what's the show coming up in
Day one.
Day one. Could they put it on him and keep him possibly in WWE? Maybe that's the drawing card.
That'll be my prediction for day one. If Kevin Owens does not walk out WWE champion, he is all elite.
There you go. All right, with that, hey, hour number one is in the books, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you for sticking with us with some technical issues, but we are here. We are
Hour
back.
of my life.
And now coming up on the other side, we got War Games to talk about tonight. NWA, we could talk about their match tonight, their pay-per-view. AEW, we got so much stuff. Impact, we got another hour to fill. And, of course, birthdays coming up as well. Thank you for watching Thoughts Count Anywhere. We'll be right back for hour number 2.
Hey, McRee, go on over, listen wherever your podcasts are downloaded. The Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. I'm the big LG Doc Ellis. That's my endorsement. Booyah!
If you order Firehouse Subs online or with our app, we'll have those delicious, melty subs boxed, bagged, and ready to pick up with rapid rescue to go. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs. Save more lives.
If inspiration is the beginning, where does it lead? Experience the 2021 Mazda 3 sedan and see where inspiration can take you.
Grab the brass ring in a 2021 Mazda 3 with exclusive FSW discounts at Findlay Mazda. Get Garth today at the Valley Auto Mall.
Sin City Sublimation is an all-in-one design and manufacturing shop making everything here in Las Vegas. Most companies have everything made overseas. We do not and can do all the work in 2 weeks or less. From the court to the field, we have all types of sports uniforms for your liking, but if you are looking for something else, we also make memorial shirts, birthday shirts, and fan gear for your kids' teams. Send us an email at sales@sincitysublimation.com, and if you mention Thoughts Count Anywhere, we will take $5 off each shirt with a minimum of 12 purchased. A pro wrestler-owned business, we are known for reasonable pricing with a fast turnaround, all made in the USA. For more information, go to sincitysublimation.com for more.
This is John Cena. I just wanted to send you a congratulations on your podcast, Thoughts Count Anywhere. Because indeed they do. Thoughts are important. I mean, what would we do without them? And how can they not count anywhere? Is there a place that thoughts don't count? I can't think of one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much, congratulations, and good luck on the podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because they do.
Hour number 2 of Thoughts Count Anywhere is coming at you right now live from the Go Live Vegas studios in Las Vegas. If you're on the go, if you have to leave Facebook or your laptop where you're watching us, make sure you download the Go Live Vegas mobile app to your phone right now in your Play Store. Play Store, whatever it is for your phone. 3 separate words. Type it out as 3 separate words. Download the app. Take us on the go. And when there is not a live show airing, guess what? Best 80s music around. We want to thank Sin City Sublimation for their support of our show. Check them out, sincitysublimation.com, for all your sublimation printing needs, which, by the way, as you see Mr. Matt here at the end wearing a Sin City Sublimation shirt that they were nice enough to provide us, and with Mike and Frankie's Lab, which, by the way, they're going to come in studio on another Saturday this month as well.
Outstanding.
Absolutely. And, of course, we also want to thank our good friends at Firehouse Subs, Michelle and company, and reminding you that this Tuesday the 7th from 7 to 8 we'll be live down there at Firehouse Subs, located at
5905 Southeastern Avenue, Suite 109.
Be there, because the Chiefs said so. And, of course, Bruise Brothers for supporting the Chiefs Rant every week, and we appreciate them as well. We appreciate everybody. And, look, if you want an opportunity to be part of our show as an advertiser or sponsor, you know what? There's no better time to get in now and let the world know what you got going on. You can reach us at info@thoughtscountanywhere.com. You can post a message and message us through our Facebook page, or if you want to message me direct, you can message me at aaronphillipslv2018@gmail.com. Love to chat with you. Trust me when I tell you, if you go, oh, look at that. Look at that. Another location for some swag mugs. Go to GoLive.Vegas, click the swag tab, or the shop tab, I'm sorry. Check that fancy mug out. Look at that. What is that? Oh, poster. You even get a poster of us now. Like, is that like a movie poster? That's pretty cool. So some good stuff up there.
Chief had a good idea for that.
I'm going to purchase the poster myself. And
okay.
When we have guests come in to the studio, we'll get them to sign it. And then sometime down the road,
auction it or sell it.
Either auction it or auction it, and we'll give it away.
I love that idea, Chief.
Thank you.
All right, you can take the rest of the month off. That was a good idea.
Good morning, good morning, Mr. Garth.
Garth is in the chat room.
My brother from another mother.
Now, also, too, our links to our shirts. Did you put something new up on our swag page there, All the same stuff is up there. WWE Creative, of course. Chief and Ain't Easy. And, of course, if you go on, you'll also still see the 2 shirts that we have supporting the Nevada Coalition for Suicide Prevention in honor of Garth Wall's grandfather, where proceeds are the net pros, actually all proceeds from the sale of those shirts, we are still donating to the cause. And, of course, listen, if you are feeling stressed at this time of year, people feel stressed for so many reasons. You know what? Tag us in. Give us a call. You know what? Call us. Reach out to us on Facebook. If you just need somebody to talk to or commiserate with, whether you know us or not, we've all gone through struggles in our life. We would be more than happy to just spend time talking with you, chatting with you, and let you know that it's okay to continue on, that people do love you as we love you all out there from Thoughts Count Anywhere.
And as I say, if I can shout out to John Moxley and William Big Will, as I call him, I'll talk to anyone. I don't care who it is. You got a problem or you need to chat. You just need me to listen. I'm here for you. And that's the best way I can say it.
Absolutely. So we are here for you. All right, with that, let's get back into topics of conversation. First of all, our number, because we want to hear from you, 702-329-6947. Press the number 1 to come right into the studio. If you're outside the United States, want to chime in, please do so. 1-855-502-4321. Also, you'll notice that the Twitter machine, you can send us a tweet using hashtag ThoughtsCountAnywhere. Then if you send us a live tweet, we will see it appear on the screen and we can address your question as well. Check us out on our website, thoughtscountanywhere.com, with the latest and greatest update news, swag, materials, information, you name it. Matt's got it up there. By the way, do we have an update for our never-ending bracketology of finishers?
I got to put it up, but the finals is the Styles Clash versus the Tombstone.
Oh.
Chief's going to win, so it don't make any difference.
Styles Clash versus the Tombstone Pile Driver. Oof. Oof. That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
True.
I'm not giving away who I think.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So you can check that out. When will that be updated? So we can let our fans know?
But
sometime today I'll put a post up.
All right.
But I'll just say he got his start in Georgia.
Gotcha. Okay, let's get back to business. Tonight, War Games. What could basically be, or tomorrow, sorry. Tonight is NWA, right? That's their show tonight.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. All right. I knew somebody was tonight. War Games tomorrow. Now, this, for all intents and purposes, is really going to be the final nail of NXT Black and Gold as we knew it.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So let's talk about that. You're going to have the War Games match, old school, Ciampa, Gargano, Knight, Pete Dunne versus Team New School, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, D'Angelo, and Waller. How will they, I think we're all in agreement that the Black and Gold is going to lose for the standpoint of the new branding, right?
Oh, NXT 2.0 is winning that match.
How do they end it? How do these guys go back? I mean, how do they shuffle them off? What happens to these guys from Black and Gold?
I don't know. There was rumors that WWE just wanted to let go like the mainstays of NXT to bring in the new people, but I hope it could be true because Kyle O'Reilly and Gargano are possibly on their way out already, and Pete Dunne's contract is almost up.
And Gargano only signed a 1-week extension to get through War Games, right?
Yeah. They think they're going to re-sign him, but Adam Cole did the exact same thing to get through his Kyle O'Reilly thing, and he was gone.
Right.
I'm going to go back to what I said a while back. If you look at the two lists, and you talk professional wrestling, okay? Well, I'm going to tell you what. Other than Braun Breaker, I'm going to take the Black and Gold. Because they're professional wrestlers.
But I think we're in agreement that's not the direction where NXT 2.0 is going. So if they do win, then what happens?
I agree with you.
Okay.
I don't disagree with you there. But what I'm going to say, if you were to put these fellas in a one-on-one matches, there is no doubt in my mind who would end up winning the matches. Now, granted, they are going to give the youngsters the push. Where do they go? Who knows? Is Ciampa going to lose the belt like that and he's gone? I don't think so.
He said he's going to retire if he ever leaves NXT. He doesn't want to go to the main roster.
You know what, Pete Dunne? I think Pete will probably go back to Europe, okay, and wrestle. L.A. Knight, he can wrestle anywhere, okay. You know,
let me talk to you
on the independent circuit. He can wrestle anywhere. We've seen him out here many times.
Thomas
as Eli Drake.
Thomas Brunette asked, "How is Knight old school?" You know,
I have no idea. It hasn't even been in NXT that long.
I know.
That's sports entertainment for you.
That's right. Okay, so Chief, you're picking the black and gold?
Yeah, I'm taking the black and gold.
Okay.
NXT 2.0 is going to sweep the black and gold. It's going to be like 4-0.
I agree. I think just for the continuity of the new brand, I think 2.0 has to win.
And Braun Breaker's going to beat like 3 of them.
Right.
There's no doubt about it. That's
right.
what's going to happen.
Right.
Okay. It has to happen.
Sure.
But I'm taking the black and gold.
Okay.
I'm old school.
That's okay.
Okay. And I'm going to say it. I'll come right out and say it. Other than Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Tony D'Angelo, and Grayson Waller, you can't wipe the other guys' asses. How about that? Is that straightforward enough for me to put it?
From the standpoint of ability, I'm in total agreement with you. From the standpoint of branding and what they're trying to do with NXT, I don't see, and we're in agreement in terms of the actual match.
This guy Tony D'Angelo, if you watch him, he's a takeoff of one of the FBI guys that was in ECW.
Oh,
Nunzio?
No, the bigger guy. I can't.
Big Sal
I can't.
or something?
I know. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Okay, that's a takeoff on him.
Right.
But nowhere near the wrestler. Okay, nowhere.
Of course.
And that's I want to put the perspective on it.
Right. And I think from the perspective standpoint, I think we're all in 100% agreement.
Yes.
From the standpoint of branding and moving the new NXT 2.0 forward, though, black and gold can't win.
Of course not.
So that's, so it is a catch-22 for the old school folks who want to see NXT stay the way that it was, but Vince in his new direction. So
did you listen to our show coming in this
Little
morning?
bit.
What did they say this morning? For 7 years, NXT was the best show on TV.
Absolutely.
Not no more.
Week in and week out.
Mm-hmm.
Now?
No, absolutely. Totally agree. All right, Women's War Games. Raquel Gonzalez, Io Shirai, Cora Jade, Kaylee Ray take on Toxic Attraction and Dakota Kai. I think Toxic Attraction and Dakota win because they've got all the gold already, don't they? Toxic Attraction. I don't see how they'll lose. That's just my prediction. Gents?
My pick is Toxic Attraction and Dakota Kai. Because Mandy Rose.
I'll take the other team.
Okay.
With Renee Gonzalez.
NXT
Raquel
Cruise.
Gonzalez.
Yeah. Got
NXT
me pissed off now.
NXT Cruiserweight Championship, Roderick Strong versus Joe Gacy.
Joe Gacy.
Roderick Strong, Undisputed Era for life.
If they're going to get rid of the black and gold, he's gone.
And they're talking about this belt going away as well.
Yep.
So, hair versus hair match. Duke Hudson versus Cameron Grimes. You know, when I first heard this talked about on Busted Open this morning and I heard the word Duke come out, Duke Hudson was not the one I was thinking about. I was thinking about our Duke when I heard Duke come out. I'm like, what? So, but listen, anything happened. Look at Jay Vidal. He was on Impact, I saw this past week. So God bless him for making that jump.
Hopefully someday.
Oh, someday.
You know.
All right, so hair versus hair match. Hudson versus Grimes.
Grimes will win that for sure.
Is $1 Million Man still hanging with him?
Nope.
No more. All right, so that part of the storyline is done.
Yes.
Does he have the $1 Million belt anymore, Grimes?
No.
That's gone. Okay.
I agree with you, Grimes.
NXT Tag Championship, Imperium versus Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner, if you say it right. Von Wagner, but Von Wagner or however. NXT Tag Champs.
I want to ask a question. Do you hear anything Kyle's seriously considering leaving?
Yeah, he's considering leaving, so I think Imperium's going to retain. I want to see an Undisputed Era reunion in AEW to go against the Elite.
Thomas asks, are you going...
Sorry.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Thomas asks, are you going to have both heel teams win War Games? That's, I guess, based on our predictions. But
I
Yep.
I actually like Kyle and Wagner in this one. I think Wagner looks pretty good myself, and maybe he gets a little push in this one.
Good.
That's just my thought.
Yep. Push right out the door.
No, he just started.
I know. Just
he
kidding.
just started there.
I'm just kidding.
You need to go back to Virginia.
Listen, as long as, please.
You're still wiping the icicles off.
The brain is still on defrost. That's for darn sure. Interesting stuff going on.
That's why I don't miss it there.
Listen, I got family back there. It was so hard leaving my daughter.
Brother, I got so much family
I
in
know.
Jersey you can't imagine.
I know.
I don't miss it at all.
I know.
Trust me.
When my wife retires from the school district in 3-4 years, whatever it is, we're going to have some discussions about what we're going to do after that. So we'll see. Because miss my daughters. What can I tell you? By that point, my gypsy daughter is probably going to be rooted somewhere.
You know.
Yes.
When you retire, your children, never mind. Your children come to you. You don't go to your children. That's called retirement.
Yeah, but if they're still working, though,
doesn't make any difference.
How can they come to? First of all, they have no desire to come back to Vegas.
They give vacation.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
They come back for a week.
Aaron's busting my chops.
Who are you talking about?
He was talking to me.
Oh,
jeez! Right after my uncle from Nigeria sends me the $100 million check. Just something Aaron put up here on the teleprompter. All right.
Where are we going?
I have no. You know what? Let's go to our. Let's try to get. Well, let's get back on our break schedule.
I wish Mike would call in. Damn it,
Mike Halverson.
Yeah.
from Sin City Sublimation.
Sin City Sublimation. We talked. I thought you were going to call in. I haven't pissed you off yet, so you can call in.
There you go.
I'll piss you off in a minute.
All right. With that, we're gonna step aside for our first break of the second hour, so we can keep all of our sponsors happy, of course. We want to thank everybody for watching. 702-329-6947. Press 1. Come in, join the conversation. We'll be right back.
At Firehouse Subs, a portion of every purchase helps provide much-needed life-saving equipment to first responders. We make our subs differently because our subs make a difference. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs. Save more lives.
If inspiration is the beginning, where does it lead? Experience the 2021 Mazda 3 sedan and see where inspiration can take you.
Grab the brass ring in a 2021 Mazda 3 with exclusive FSW discounts at Findlay Mazda. Get Garth today at the Valley Auto Mall.
It's not the worst podcast ever, is it? It's the best podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. All your wrestling news, all your hobbit shit, hey, all your gimmickry. Go on over, listen wherever your podcasts are downloaded. The Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. I'm the big LG Doc Ellis. That's my endorsement. Booyah!
Sin City Sublimation is an all-in-one design and manufacturing shop making everything here in Las Vegas. Most companies have everything made overseas. We do not and can do all the work in 2 weeks or less. From the court to the field, we have all types of sports uniforms for your liking, but if you are looking for something else, we also make memorial shirts, birthday shirts, and fan gear for your kids' teams. Send us an email at sales@sincitysublimation.com, and if you mention Thoughts Count Anywhere, we will take $5 off each shirt with a minimum of 12 purchased. A pro wrestler-owned business, we are known for reasonable pricing with a fast turnaround, all made in the USA. For more information, go to sincitysublimation.com for more.
Hey, look at that great picture. Why don't you talk about that there, Chief?
My man, Remy Marcel, the 86er himself, will be at Firehouse Subs December the 7th from 7 to 8 p.m. at 5905 Southeastern Avenue, Suite 109. It's going to be an enjoyable night. So everybody come out and support Thoughts Count Anywhere. Appreciate it.
And we have great raffle items still available that we have from Power Play Sports Collectibles. We appreciate that. And Matt, yeoman job in putting that flyer together, sir. As always. As always. You know, one of the unsung jobs when you have shows like this is doing social media and website stuff, and Aaron can attest to this here in the studio because he does a lot of that as well. But Matt manages our thoughtscountanywhere.com website, and he puts all the flyers together that you see announcing shows and locations and remotes and stuff like that. And we've talked about it in the past, but dude, you do such a great job with all of that stuff. And which one? Oh,
the man is.
It's all like learning by error, trial and error.
The man is a jack of all trades, but not a master of none.
Well, listen, you know what? Sometimes to be a
Don't worry about it.
Send me that image and I will make that.
We'll
That's
pass
funny.
on that one.
Well, actually, we put Chiefs toy, the wording on the front and then the stick on the back. Make it a two-side, or a stick on the sleeves or something.
Yeah,
There you
Send
go.
me that link or send me that picture. I'll see what I can make.
There you go. See, this is how we get shit done. We just do it right here on the spot. We still haven't done the 37.5 one, right? And 3/4 Halfheimers.
No,
I was messing with that to try to figure out like how to do it, but
it's not easy.
I have like 10 different ideas.
But, hey, you know what? Whatever you come up with
is all good.
Exactly.
I'm the only one who knows how to post it, so it's
That's
gonna
right,
happen by me either way.
Because I don't know how the hell to do it. You know that, man. I can barely use my iPad.
There you go. All right. Which, by the way,
where's Sean? I like my radio, man. Sean's not here.
do we have more shirts up on ProWrestlingTees.com, or is it still just the one shirt for right now?
Just the one shirt so far.
Okay, so those of you who purchase product on ProWrestlingTees.com and you get the email that says discounts on the website or whatever, get out there, save 20% or whatever their discount is on our shirt that's out there as well, because we need to sell a certain number of shirts before we can add more stuff on there. And the only shirt that I think we have on there is the one that I'm wearing / our logo that you see on the screens behind us. So get out there, take advantage of the holiday sales and promotions that they have there as well, and get all of your favorite TCA, well, at least this shirt, on ProWrestlingTees.com, ThoughtsCountAnywhere.com, the swag or shop tab, and of course, on GoLive.Vegas, you can pick up the poster, you can pick up the I love that idea about getting guests to sign that, and then we raffle it off at some point as well. And proceeds would benefit who? We could discuss that, but we can do something, Garth.
So we Thoughts Count Anywhere Foundation.
There you go. See, that's yeah, but not the signed poster though.
No.
Not the sign. This would if we're gonna have wrestlers, that's got to be like a fundraising.
Because I would send that to Miss Vicky and Miss April.
Oh, absolutely.
And get them to sign it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And MK.
Yeah, we'd have to, and then
Demolition.
Yeah, the folks
Gallows.
Gallows, Demolition,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Get
Even the folks that have been on with us via remote, like Moose.
But you know what?
Yeah.
Here's
If he would sign.
Here's the other one
Yeah.
I would like to get signed.
Who's that?
Our sponsors.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I wonder if there's a way on that poster that our sponsor logos can be put on there, even though, so that this way they're part of that poster as well. I don't know. Just thinking out loud so our producer hears us about the poster.
Hopefully we can get some future guests and make that poster like killer.
Maybe if I buy him a Starbucks coffee, it might work.
I don't know if he heard it or not, but I caught it. Did you hear what Matt said?
No.
I said maybe we get some future guests to sign it and maybe make it a killer smoke show of a poster.
Make it a killer poster. Killer of a poster.
I wonder who's going.
No, we wouldn't want.
Holy
That was good.
That was good.
That's worth.
Give yourself the applause there.
That's worth an Emmy.
Absolutely. Right there. Right on. I got goosebumps about how good that was.
I wonder who's going to do that poster.
The one you already made, or
No, just smoke.
Oh, I'll whip something up real quick for that one.
I'm wondering who's going to do the poster though for the February show.
What February show? Oh, the
FSW show.
They usually have Mikey doing that, don't they?
I don't know. I got to do some checking next week. I got to talk to people that
Have your people talk to their people.
Yeah, I've got to do that.
All right.
I find out.
Let's get into some other wrestling news and notes. We're going to turn our attention to AEW. Young Bucks were voted #1 in the Pro Wrestling Illustrated Tag Team Top 50 of 2021, which is interesting. Which is it? We haven't had that all show, but he didn't blow our ears out. That was good. He's learning.
Yeah.
Mentioning the Young Bucks, though, and we talked about this before we went on the air or early on, Young Bucks and Cody, right? And it's you have it on here in general. Many wrestlers who signed contracts at the start of AEW are set to expire December 31st. The Young Bucks and Cody are in that group, correct?
Yep.
How can you have these three guys who basically founded AEW have contracts expiring that there's even thought possibly that they won't re-sign? What am I missing here?
Nothing. Because
I think they're trying to make a news story out of nothing.
don't they own part of the company?
I'm sure
Yeah.
they have stock
Stock
or
in
some.
it.
They're all
Yeah,
executive vice presidents of the company.
Yeah, they're not going nowhere.
Now, of course, as you also mentioned here, they have a 2-year option on those original contracts as well that they could sign. But it just seems really odd that they're even talking about this as something, making it. I mean, we're talking about it, or I brought it up, that the Young Bucks and Cody, who basically started AEW from the wrestling side, we know Khan put the money up and the infrastructure and everything, and they're making news out of the fact that their contracts are expiring. Like there's going to be a question that they won't re-sign.
There's a lot of people that when AEW started, I don't see a lot of them getting re-signed, but we'll see.
I want to go back to the real thing here. Young Bucks voted #1 in Pro Wrestling Illustrated. I'm trying, and I'm being honest, I'm trying to think. You've got Imperium. You've got
You talking about from a tag team division?
yeah,
FTR?
FTR. You got the
Omos and AJ, The New Day, Lucha Brothers.
who
No, the AEW tag team division.
well no
If
no
you-
no.
Oh, you're talking about the top 50?
in
Oh, I'm
general.
sorry. Okay.
Who would you
Can you pull up the list there, Matt?
who would you put at #2?
Would you put the New Day on there?
RK Bro.
RK Bro. There you go.
Who, I mean, realistically though, who would you put at #2?
Well, he's going to pull up the. Hopefully, Matt can pull up the
I'd
list.
put
and
up the
we
Lucha Brothers personally, but
So you and
I like those guys.
can- How about the Usos? The Usos have to be. They're the current tag champs, like we mentioned. But I mean, why are the Usos up there?
I'm so smart.
I like the Lucha Brothers myself.
All right. So do you have the list there? Give us the top 5.
The top 5 are the Young Bucks, the Lucha Bros, Dangerous Techers, the Usos, and ALK from New Japan.
Where's FTR on that list? If they're even on the top 50, I'm just curious.
They only have the top 5 on here.
Oh, okay. All right. And RK Bro's not on there.
Nope.
No,
Interesting list. Interesting top 5.
Well,
Interesting top 5.
makes you realize maybe WWE's not what people think it is.
Well, we know Vince never's really fallen in love with tag team wrestling anyway. That's not it. That he doesn't love tag team wrestling. That's why the division the last 5, 6, 10, 12 years has sucked.
yeah.
You know.
Well,
So
Just random single stars they put together that
Right.
have nothing for it, but like, oh, you guys are a tag team, and we'll make you tag champs.
and yet
Why
some
not?
some of them work. Cesaro and Sheamus worked for a great, and then they wrestled against each other last night. You know, RK Bro, who would have thought that? So some of these odd pairings
and
can work, but it's rare.
interesting comment, Thomas Burnett. Do any of you see Kazarian resigning?
Well, Frankie Kazarian, wasn't he away for a while, and then just came back recently?
Yeah.
So I would say he should resign because he needs to get more action under his belt, I would think, almost like a free agent in baseball in your free agent year. You know, you want to hit 350 home runs before you sign your next big contract.
Yeah.
True, but if he wants more TV time, he can always go over to Impact, and he's like
True.
guaranteed to be in the middle of some kind of storyline.
True. That's true.
AEW is getting big enough now that they're starting to run out of TV time for some of these people. So there's a lot of good talent on the sidelines just
Right.
waiting for some kind of storyline or
Well,
some matches to be
Did you
put on.
see where Big Swole did not re-sign with AEW?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her last wrestling was what, September or something?
Yeah, I believe so.
Something like that.
I can
which,
see.
Go
Sorry,
ahead.
as I
No,
say,
no,
I can see like the Joey Janela's, Sonny Kiss, and all those people getting like not re-signed because
Well, and we talked about this early on when they formed the company that they're signing everybody, and then they're signing many of the releases from WWE that they've fallen into the same problem that WWE's had, where they have way too much talent, and not enough airtime. And so what's going to happen? They've got the 2 hours. They've got Rampage. They've got YouTube shows. Do we see AEW, the Dynamite show, going to 3 hours?
I hope
That was
not.
I thought that was the worst move Raw could have made. Was going to 3 hours because you just can't stay vested for 3 hours. It's so hard.
Or do you put it on the second night?
You've already got a second night with
They already
Rampage
got, like,
on Friday
4
nights.
shows.
Yeah, I mean, so that's why I'm saying now they're falling into the same issue that WWE had before all the releases started happening, almost 2 years ago. All this great talent, they don't even have an NXT to put people on yet.
No.
Between AEW Dark and Elevation and then the 2 shows, they have plenty of time to like put people on.
Right.
But
those other shows are just 1 hour, aren't they? Friday night is an hour. Isn't Rampage
Friday night's an hour.
Right? But
and then Dark is like 2.5 hours.
Oh, is it really? I didn't realize it was that long.
They put on those Dynamite tapings have got to be long.
They put
as
on
hell.
15 match. I saw one was on Facebook.
On
this
Dark?
week.
They had like 15 matches on it.
matches.
Jeez. Remind me to never talk bad about WrestleMania
but-
matches.
And it was headlined by like Adam Cole.
But
Right.
you know what? They weren't bad matches.
Still a lot, though. Still a lot of time. I mean,
But
2.5
you-
hours is a pay-per-view
and
length
I
show.
don't disagree with you, but if you get tired of it, you just shut it off.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I applaud.
But they lose their East. Now, here's one thing that I would be concerned about because this is what happens to Raw a lot. East Coast time, right? 8 to 11 is East Coast time. These kids that they're hoping they're reaching the younger audiences. Listen, they got school the next day. They're not staying up till 11 o'clock. We have an advantage out here. Because first of all, I DVR it and can watch it when I want to. But I catch it on the East Coast time because I have a satellite
5
service.
o'clock.
5 o'clock, baby.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying dinner time for me. I can have dessert and finish watching wrestling and still go to bed at a reasonable hour. That's what would concern me about extending these shows because you lose that younger audience that you want. When you look at WWE now, and Busted Open has been talking about this for a while, you look at their audience, a lot of kids in the audience.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of kids. Okay? I don't know, AEW, that there may not be going after the younger demographic right now that they worry about the time is an issue, but that will come back and bite them at some point if they want the younger crowd to. If wrestling needs to sustain itself long term, we need these younger, I would say 10 years and up, in my opinion, to get the roots grounded for wrestling to still be viable 20 years from now in terms of an audience.
A lot of the shows that I listen to on Facebook or YouTube. Well, that was close. I almost went to an all shit moment.
Well, there you go.
On radio. No, they're talking about AEW.
Right.
And
He just got snaked. He just got Jake the Snaked.
there you go. That's my boy Jake. I talked to Jake this week, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Said to say hello.
Right on.
But you think about it, and they have so many wrestlers. You're not going to be able to put everybody on TV. You're just not.
You can't.
No. You have to put a certain amount of people that are going to draw people in.
Right.
And as one of our friends says, sell merch.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay. That's how I look at it.
Mhm.
And the big part is selling merch.
Of course.
And I don't understand why one of the companies that will remain nameless does not do a better job of selling merch. And I'll just leave it at that. I'm not going to say which company.
No. But it's interesting you bring
Does
that
it
up.
leave an impact on the business?
Do that. Well, but I'm glad you brought that up because while I was away, I get emails from WWE Shop and because I buy. I know my
do?
wife's not watching, so I'm not worried about it.
You do?
I do. I buy stuff on the shop. A lot of great discounts. And remember when Bray Wyatt's Fiend belt came out? And
Speaking of, do you see how cheap that thing is today?
No.
guess where it's coming? Guess where it's coming to?
Did you buy one?
I absolutely. You know why? Because remember when it first hit the shop, it was like $6,000, something huge. Then it came down to $500, and we were talking about how expensive this belt is.
Okay.
The
Fiend belt.
The Fiend Championship belt.
FIEND.
It was on sale through the holidays for $219. Is that the price you saw it at?
Yeah.
Guess where it's coming?
Okay.
So here you've got a guy who's not even with the company.
Yeah.
And they're still selling merch. And I think WWE has come out in the past simply saying that they make more money on merchandise. That's why we don't see a whole lot of house shows anymore. We don't see any of the stuff happening that we used to because they're selling so much in merchandising that they don't need to go back to some of that stuff. Visual is choppy. Anyway, but as I was doing that, the aforementioned companies, I went onto their sites, and they're all primarily just selling shirts and hats because I really was looking at belts. I got to be honest with you. I was looking at belts.
No.
They don't have them up there, and I'm wondering why.
Yep.
That is it. Yeah. There you go. Okay? That belt is now coming into my collection for like pennies on the dollar of when it first went up when he first won the championship, which was posted like $6,000. What the hell? And we were all like, no way, $219 on sale.
Even talking to like former champions from undisclosed locations,
right.
They'd have to get like their replica belts from like Pakistan.
I just read a big story about the replica, about the big gold story about that. Yeah,
I have one belt in my collection, and it'll remain nameless, but it will be signed in February. You can believe that.
I was gonna pick one of those undisclosed belts for the same reason because they're like $219 also.
Yeah.
There was last night. There was a gentleman that had a Intercontinental belt. Was selling the old one, Pat Patterson,
the white one.
No. I'm wrong.
Maybe our belts will cross paths.
The Tito Santana, 1985.
Okay.
For $225 it was selling for last night.
Nice.
And that's a steal.
Yeah, see, that's the bargain. So when it comes to the belts, and if you go into the WWE shop during their non-selling, I'm not buying belts for $400.
Nope.
So
I usually go to offer up and wait for the people that are like desperate to get rid of them. And
exactly.
You know, a really good. I'm not even going to say this on the air. I'll tell you after because. My friend got a belt at a local shop for $40.
Here in town? Yeah, I mean here
because they have zero idea how to price stuff like that.
Okay.
He got the Smoking Skull, the actual $400 belt,
which I have in my collection
for like $40.
$40.
Wow,
that's a steal.
All right, I'll be interested in hearing where that is.
You know, I want to throw this out. Two of our friends, Miss April Hom and Miss Victoria.
Yes,
they are at the LA Comic Con this weekend. If you want. You all over in California, stop by and see them and get an autograph.
And
from
if you
them.
do stop by and tell them you heard that they were there, courtesy of Thoughts Count Anywhere.
Heck yeah.
Bryan Danielson will challenge Hangman Adam Page for the title. At what show is that happening at? Is that going to be on
Winter is coming.
Oh, okay.
They're special in like 2 weeks.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think Adam Page is about to have the shortest AEW title reign.
Semifinals for the TBS Championship are set. Thunder Rosa versus Jade Cargill and Nyla Rose versus Ruby Soho. 4-way for that. I'd like to see Ruby win it, to be honest with you.
That's the 2 semifinal matches.
No, I understand that. But I would still love to see Ruby get through and win
I definitely want to see
singles
Ruby
title.
win it.
Yeah. So I would like to see that. Chief, thoughts? It's a women's match. We know how much you lobby for the women's matches.
I got to be honest with you. I like Thunder Rosa. I like all 4 of these women.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jade Cargill and I think it's going to be Jade Cargill and Ruby, and I think Jade's going to win it all.
Okay. Possible tease of a return of Taya Valkyrie and Johnny Impact at Wrestle House.
So they wrote Taya Valkyrie off Impact Wrestling when she signed with WWE at Wrestle House.
Right.
And Johnny Swinger in the background was like, is it you guys? And they kind of like teased like somebody coming back. I can totally see Taya Valkyrie coming back like through Wrestle House because that's how they wrote her off TV.
Gotcha. That was her way out. That was her exit. Okay. Possible. Last but not least, before we get to birthdays and pop culture, one previous mention, Karrion Kross, Killer Kross, or however we want to mention him now, to star in a movie that will start filming early next year. So he's now becoming another crossover wrestler into movies.
He is now known as Killer Kross.
I'm just going by what's on the run sheet, sir.
That's okay.
I'm editing it right now.
I'm correcting everyone.
Right on.
He is known as Killer Kross,
right?
The unofficial mayor of Las Vegas.
There you go. Although if he were to run, he could become the official mayor.
Or supposedly like unnamed person he goes by apparently too.
Yeah. It's all right. So he's going to be So here's another wrestler, a successful, prominent wrestler with a big name that's out there, and now he's crossing over into Hollywood.
Knowing him and his like persona and personality, he's made for movies.
Oh, absolutely.
He's so. What's the word I'm looking for? I watched.
Talented.
Yeah, thank you. I watched one of his new video clips he did.
Yeah.
Yesterday, he's in Thailand walking down the street talking about certain things, and it's leading into. It's going to be a continuation, and he won't say where it's going to end up, but I've just got a feeling it's a build-up for something that's going to happen maybe a couple months in the future. I don't know.
There you go.
It'll be interesting to see.
All right. On that note, we're going to step aside for our final break of the day. When we come back, we got birthdays, we got pop culture. We haven't even touched on the NWA event for tomorrow night, so we still have a lot to do in the remaining 15 minutes of the show. We want to thank everybody for watching. You're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
It's not the worst podcast ever, is it? It's the best podcast. Thoughts Count Anywhere. All your wrestling news, all your hobbit all your gimmickry. Go on over, listen wherever your podcasts are downloaded. The Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. I'm the big LG Doc Ellis. That's my endorsement. Booyah!
If you order Firehouse Subs online or with our app, we'll have those delicious, melty subs boxed, bagged, and ready to pick up with Rapid Rescue to Go. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs. Save more lives.
Sin City Sublimation is an all-in-one design and manufacturing shop making everything here in Las Vegas. Most companies have everything made overseas. We do not and can do all the work in 2 weeks or less. From the court to the field, we have all types of sports uniforms for your liking, but if you are looking for something else, we also make memorial shirts, birthday shirts, and fan gear for your kids' teams. Send us an email at sales@sincitysublimation.com, and if you mention Thoughts Count Anywhere, we will take $5 off each shirt with a minimum of 12 purchased. A pro wrestler-owned business, we are known for reasonable pricing with a fast turnaround, all made in the USA. For more information, go to sincitysublimation.com for more.
All right, welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere. We are down to our final roughly 15 minutes already. It's crazy.
Chief's enjoying this today.
Are you?
Yeah, I am.
That's good.
I wish we
What's special about this show more than any other show?
Wish we had some damn wrestling this weekend to go to, but we don't.
No shows this weekend?
No shows.
Nothing local?
How were those cage matches last weekend?
Freaking awesome. Matt Vandergriff and Damian Drake off the hook. Remy Marcel won the Nevada State Championship back from Klaus. So, Remy, if you're listening, please bring the belt with you Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Let's
cool.
see, what else? 7 o'clock Tuesday. Firehouse Sub, 5905 Southeastern Avenue, Suite 109. My man, Remy Marcel, the 86er himself, will be in-house.
By the way, I want to mention that this will be our final remote show for 2021 from Firehouse Subs. There may be some changes going into 2022, so if you want to catch us live, now's your time to do it. This Tuesday, December 7th, 7 to 8 p.m. with Remy, so it should be a good show. And a lot of giveaways, a lot of raffle prizes, signed pictures, autographs, the whole shebang will be available. All right, before we get into birthdays, let me remind everybody that if you're still looking for some holiday gift ideas, make sure you reach out to Power Play Sports Collectibles located at the Boulevard Mall. Right now, if you buy one item, you get a second item of equal or lesser value for 50% off. This offer is valid through December 12th. Large selection of autographed photos, NFL, NHL, NBA, MLB, And, of course, pro wrestling. Of course, you can find them on Facebook. Power Play Sports Collectibles. Again, the Boulevard Mall, 3528 South Maryland Parkway, Suite 408. That's on the back side of the mall, the opposite of Maryland Parkway, back by the movie theater, Poor Boy Comics, all that back there. You can call them at 702-459-7529. Sales at powerplaysportscards.com. He's got to change that email address to make it consistent.
Go down and see Mr. Scott, Miss Linda, Mr. Aaron. They'll give you some deals.
And trust me, if they don't have in that store what you're looking for, there's a good chance Scott will figure out a way to help get it for you. Yeah, that's why I gave the website.
It's on his website.
Yep. Gave the website, powerplaysports.com. Huh? Yeah, you can buy stuff online. Powerplay Sports. Shut up. He drops one great line during the show. He drops one great line in the show and he thinks he could just interject shit now. So, all right, with that, let's get to some birthdays. What do you think?
Happy birthday to you.
There you go.
Happy birthday to you.
I do have to add a belated birthday, although it was yesterday. My baby sister, Sandy, back in New Jersey, she celebrated her birthday yesterday.
Are we going to keep the theme of the show going and just say it's this undisclosed person's birthday today and this person's undisclosed birthday today?
We can.
We ain't naming names or anything, so.
Hey, I want to tell you guys something.
Yes.
The show that I went to, FSW show, Mr. Josh Shabata, I want to shout you out because he mentioned it was the Chief's birthday. I got the biggest freaking pop at the show.
I'm sure you did.
Hell yeah.
You are a legend in this town, sir. All right, with that, if you're celebrating a birthday today, December 4th through next Friday, December 10th, you are celebrating a birthday with these people. December 4th, Takahashi is celebrating a birthday today. December 5th, Larry Zbyszko and Dynamite Kid. December 7th, Sonny, John Moxley, and ACH. When I see ACH, all I think about is like electronic transactions. I know why, it's just me. December 8th, you're celebrating with Slick, Michael Cole, Jimmy Rave, and Enzo. December 9th, Stephen Dunn, and the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle. And on Friday, December 10th, S.A. Rios and JTG. Happy birthday to all of those folks. And you are great fans. If you're celebrating your birthday in that week, we want to wish you a happy and a safe birthday celebration. I see Ben just jumped into the chat room as well. All right. So we have a very, I don't say easy last segment because we're into pop culture. We have time to talk about it. But before we get into those quick items, NWA, their card. You want to just touch on that a little bit? I know Melina's going up against for the title there.
Melina's going up against. I'm trying to think of her name that has the.
If you're
belt.
looking at me for help, I have no idea.
Trevor Murdoch's going up. Unfortunately, folks, I don't have the card.
We don't have the card in front of us, but it is on Fight TV tonight.
Yes.
So if you're looking for a pay-per-view, and give Billy Corgan a lot of credit. NWA has really come back and making a great name for itself now after many years where people knew of the lineage of NWA from many, many years ago. Many wrestlers like Ric Flair, for instance, came through NWA. So they're going to have a great card. Check them out on Fight TV. Okay. With that, let's jump into some pop culture as we wrap up, gentlemen. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
All right. First one, Rock's movie Red Notice has become the most successful movie ever on Netflix. I watched it while I was away at my daughter's.
It was a good movie. I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
You all talk about it because I have no idea.
You know, it's so funny.
It's not on the radio yet.
That's why I have no idea.
It's got to be on that machine where you crank the handle where the film clips go through.
It's got the little puppets.
16 millimeter.
Reel to reel. Gal Gadot. When I see her, first of all, she's gorgeous. She's from Israel. She's Israeli. But whenever I see her, I can't get Wonder Woman out of my head because that was really the prominent role for her. But in this role, I thought she did very well, kind of playing the bad guy, so to speak, the art dealer, and then playing all. And then the end, for those who haven't seen it, I won't give it away. The ending and the many twists that are involved in this between the three main stars of the movie. Listen, Ryan Reynolds, you can't really give him a bad script because he'll make it funny as hell. I thought it was funny.
Every role I see him in now, all I see is Deadpool.
That's right. Exactly. And I'm sure he's glad for that because I think he wants to get the Green Lantern stigma off of him. But even in that, I thought he was good. in Green Lantern. But he was great. The Rock was interesting in that movie.
Yeah.
I liked him better in the Jungle Story, Jungle Cruise, over the hell that movie was, because I watched that while we were away also. I thought he was much better in that than he was in Red Notice, but still, it was a very, very, very entertaining movie. And, okay. So I thought it was going to, like I said, Gal Gadot, oh my God. Between her and Ziva David, Cody DiPablo from NCIS.
Oh, okay.
Now, she was Brazilian who played an
She's
Israeli.
hot.
Yeah, she's originally from Brazil. That's fine. She was Brazilian who played an Israeli.
Yeah.
In NCIS.
Yes.
Those two, oh my God.
Yes.
Give me an Oreo cookie right now. I'll be in the middle.
Can I have the stage?
Yes, it's all yours, sir, because we got the NWA card.
NWA card for tonight. NWA champion Rock versus Mike Knox. NWA Women's Champion Camille versus Melina. No time limit, no DQ. NWA Television Championship Tyrus versus Scion. Nick Aldis versus Tom Latimer. Impact Wrestling Knockouts Champion Mickey James versus Kiera Hogan. NWA National Champion Chris Adonis versus Judas. NWA Tag Team Champions La Rebellion, Beastia 666 and Mega Wolf versus The End, Odison and Paro. NWA Women's Tag Champs, The Hex, Allison Kay and Marty Bell versus Kylie Ray and Tootie Lynn. And to be announced in Natalia Markova. Kobe Carino versus Doug Williams in the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship qualifying match. Austin Aries versus Rhett Titus. That is one hell of a lineup tonight, folks.
What was the one wrestler, Tootie what? Wasn't she in like Facts of Life on TV years ago?
Let me get down
Tootie.
to it. Tootie Lynn.
What?
Tootie Lynn.
Tootie Lynn?
Tootie Lynn.
Look at
Kylie
that.
Ray and Tootie Lynn.
Oh, man.
Now, Kylie Ray, I've heard of. Tootie. Whoa. Is that Tootie Lynn?
No, that's Gal Gadot.
Oh, I thought it.
That was
You
Wonder
know how
Woman.
popular NWA would be if that was Tootie Lynn.
I'd switch right now.
Hey, I'm going to tell you what, though.
Yes.
That's a hell of a card.
Yeah, there's a lot of matches. Sounds like a great card.
If Gail Gadot was a wrestler, how fast would you call her a hubcap?
You know?
She'll kick ass. I wouldn't call her a hubcap. I would call her more like a Mack truck. She would look at oh my God.
I'm glad to see Kobe Carino come back. Kobe's another gentleman that's had some problems in his life and
he's straightened up
and has
Sucks. Every time I was supposed to go get autographs and try to get her, she would always end up pregnant. Going before she'd promote movies. I don't blame her husband at all, but
Gal?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
They were here for to promote the Justice League movie in Vegas for Caesar's Palace.
Right.
And the whole cast was there except for her because she was pregnant.
She was pregnant. Ugh.
And then at San Diego, she got pregnant again.
And you missed her again.
Someone tell her husband that there's TV or something. I don't blame him, but damn.
I'd lock her up if I were her husband. Corey Seager signs a 10-year, $325 million contract to play for the Texas Rangers. Now, my buddy Nate Miller down in Arlington does a show called The Basement Show with Nate Miller, a sports show.
Be happy as hell.
Yeah, but
what about
Billy
her
Ball.
name?
Billy Ball.
Yeah, Billy.
I don't see her in the chat room. I'll get on her.
She's a sweetheart.
Arlington, but why would Seager go there? They don't have much to offer that I've seen thus far. Now, baseball is in a stoppage right now, so there's not much really going on, unfortunately. But that surprised me that Corey Seager went to Texas. Now, of course, the Yankees were looking at him, but yeah, I mean, listen, $325 million?
32.5? Wow.
Jesus, criminy.
Someone pay me $350 million. I will go to any team you want.
Exactly. You can sign me for that in a horse stable,
and
and
then
I'll
at year
shovel horse
11,
shit to
I'm
do it.
going ring chasing. Because he ain't getting it from the Rangers.
There you go.
Is Nolan Ryan still with that team?
I think he might be in the front office somewhere. Yeah,
isn't he?
I think so.
Well, hey.
Yeah, but he's not like he's on the field where he can. I mean, Nolan Ryan's, he's a Hall of Famer on so many levels. But I don't know. We'll see. Now, they are opening up. They've opened up a new ballpark last year. I know they need a draw. He's going to help them. I mean, it's, you got a shortstop now that will be around for a lot of years. Last time I saw a contract like that, though, for a shortstop was some guy named Alex Rodriguez.
A lot better than
from Texas, actually.
A lot better than Jurickson Profar.
Yeah, that is very true.
Speaking of their pitching game, Seager is trying to bring his friend over there.
Which one?
Clayton Kershaw.
Oh, he's trying to bring Kershaw?
He's a free agent.
Matt Scherzer signed with the Mets for 4 years after finishing the season with the Dodgers. That surprised me.
That's a hell of a 1-2, isn't it?
Who's that?
Huh?
Who?
In the Mets.
Oh, Scherzer and
DeGrom.
And DeGrom, yeah.
DeGrom.
Yeah.
Pickle.
We'll see.
Yeah,
Tomato.
Tomato.
Tropicana Casino possibly to be sold and turned into the new potential Major League ballpark home for the Oakland A's. I have trouble with this.
Do you imagine trying to drive anywhere near like that intersection?
That's exactly you're right on,
Between
my friend.
T-Mobile, Allegiant, and that within like 2 blocks of each other?
People are saying it would be a great thing to have those 3 facilities close by. But driving around there, now picture this along with what you just suggested. I'm 1,000,000% in agreement with you. A 7:05 first pitch start. People like to get to the stadiums early, right? By 6 o'clock, gates generally will open. But it's 5 o'clock rush hour. Not that we don't have rush hour 24 hours in this town. But imagine you're traveling on 15 to try to get home in normal rush hour on top of 30 to 35,000 fans trying to get to a ballpark that is located a spit from the Tropicana 15 exit.
Yeah.
This is why I don't know why they are not considering the land up by the Speedway. You can't tell me it's too far away. If you can put 150,000 people up there for NASCAR, okay, the city already has it figured out. EDC, tens and hundreds of thousands of people. They can take this ballpark and make it a center hub with casinos and all that they want to up there.
Yeah.
Why do we have to cram it in on the Strip?
Casinos probably have a hand in it. So they get people into their...
Listen, Howard Hughes Corporation, the company that built the Las Vegas ballpark and stuff up in Summerlin, they have offered free land to the Oakland A's to develop a ballpark up in Summerlin, which I think up there would be a crazy way to
That's even
place
dumber
also.
than the Strip.
Absolutely.
That'll screw the Aviators completely because who's going to go to a minor league game when the major league team is up the street?
Absolutely.
I'll answer that question in a minute. But could you imagine having a concert at Allegiant?
Allegiant.
Okay. Having another concert at T-Mobile and having a ball game at the ballpark.
Well,
how long it would take to get
at the same time.
Well, first of all, I would
at the
hope
same
to
time.
God, if it were to happen on that location on Trop, that the schedule makers, along with potential concerts and all the casinos, they better have some conversation together to avoid that bottleneck because
I think then you would see a lot more.
You'd get home at like 6 in the morning.
You'd miss the show.
I think you would see a lot more people traveling to 215.
And 215 is no bargain at certain times of the day either.
As Liz said to me, for her to leave her work to go and travel to 215, it's about 12 to 15 miles more. But I told her it's worth it.
But she moves.
Because you're going to move.
Right.
Now, to answer your question, if the Oakland A's come here, we will not have a AAA team. Because the AAA team that's here is the Oakland Athletics AAA team. They will move it out of Las Vegas and bring the Major League team in. My personal opinion, Oakland's not coming to Las Vegas, folks. It's not going to happen. They will stay in Oakland, and we will eventually get our own team, and it will be an expansion team down the road.
Oakland, the city of Oakland has put a $6 billion offer on the table to build all new stuff up there.
Yes.
But the move to Vegas in a way makes sense because you got the Raiders here. Now, granted, the Raiders didn't come direct from Oakland. They came from L.A., but we know the lineage of Oakland.
The people in
Raiders.
Oakland are going to freaking hate us.
You know what?
We can chat on this next week.
Absolutely. There's a lot to chat on.
Put
Nothing
that
is
on the
official.
next week.
They still got the Golden State Warriors, so they're fine. They got Steph Curry. That's all they need to worry about.
I always thought basketball would have been the first major league team here because of the connection at the time of the Maloof brothers. But David Stern put the kibosh on that when he was NBA commissioner. All right.
Yep.
We covered an awful lot. Coming up in 1 hour, the debut of Aaron Zauer with Aaron Phillips. I ask that you stick around or tune back into my premiere show. Luke Perry will be joining me. Frank Pizarro will be joining me. That's at 12 o'clock. But, gentlemen, it is so good to be back in studio with you guys.
Good to have you
talking
back.
wrestling. What's that? How are they going to find my show?
Very carefully.
Very carefully.
It'll be right here. It'll be right here on Facebook as always. You can download the Go Live Vegas mobile app as well. My website is currently under construction, is it not, sir? It is. It will have a website up soon. Aaron Zauer LV will be the website, or I'm sorry, aaronzauer.vegas will be the website. That is under construction, and I appreciate everybody for following. All right, gentlemen, great show. So glad to be back with you guys. Final thoughts as we say goodbye.
Hope everybody's week isn't full of technical difficulties like this show was. Hope you all have a good week.
Wait a minute.
And if it keeps going like it is, I'm not bringing no more damn donuts.
Oh my God. Ooh. That's what we need to do. We need
no
to put
pressure.
We need to put the donuts in the mainframe of the computer. That's the problem.
Right.
All right. With that, it's been a great show. A lot of fun. A lot of good stuff in the world of wrestling. Next week, we got a lot going on. Be sure to join us this Tuesday the 7th, 7-8 p.m. Firehouse Subs located at
5905
Southeastern Avenue, Suite 109. And I gave you the lead in. And if you don't take it now,
which one?
With the parting shot.
What? You guys have shot him. Why would I need to keep shooting the man?
This show was not brought to you by Cox Communication.
No, it was not. All right. This show, however, was brought to you by Firehouse Subs, Sin City Sublimation, Bruise Brothers, and all your support.
Mr. Garth Wall at Finley Mazda.
Yes, thank you. At Garth, we appreciate everybody who supports us with that. Have a great week, everybody. Be kind to everybody. What is that? All we have. We'll see you next week on Thoughts Count Anywhere.
Sin City Sublimation is an all-in-one design and manufacturing shop making everything here in Las Vegas. Most companies have everything made overseas. We do not and can do all the work in 2 weeks or less. From the court to the field, we have all types of sports uniforms for your liking, but if you are looking for something else, we also make memorial shirts, birthday shirts, and fan gear for your kids' teams. Send us an email at sales@sincitysublimation.com, and if you mention Thoughts Count Anywhere, we will take $5 off each shirt with a minimum of 12 purchased. A pro wrestler-owned business, we are known for reasonable pricing with a fast turnaround, all made in the USA. For more information, go to sincitysublimation.com for more.